What up, what up, what up? It's Herb Hill, the Keep It Real podcast. How's everybody doing? How you doing? How you feeling? How you living? Doing good on this side. Um, Man, I've been having a good couple days and just trying to stay focused and just grateful for everything that I have and, thanking the Lord for everything that I have. Um, you know, Really, I can't complain about nothing, but I just find it funny though. Like I keep being questioned, and this has happened three weeks in a row. I keep being questioned by people about my status with my health. Not necessarily, oh, how are you doing? Like, how are you feeling? Nothing of that nature. It's straight to the point. Are you, you know what? You or do you have the needle? No, I don't. And I just I find it very strange that people will ask you that. It's not, hey, do you have COVID? Have you been sick? Are you tested? Those aren't even the questions anymore. It's straight to, are you poked? And I'm like, do you have AIDS? Do you have gonorrhea? Do you have syphilis? Do you have high blood pressure? Like it's the same question to me. Maybe not to you, but to me, asking me about my status with an inoculation and which is my health or my decision for my health. If you're asking me, a complete stranger that I don't know and I never had a conversation with you prior to this, and that's the first thing you ask me, or one of the first things you ask me, like I'm gonna hit you back with something because not being petty is just it's the same question. Because this lady asked me the question and I literally was like, what is going on? Like, and I kind of played dumb. I played the fool um, with her. I acted like I was on the fence and I just needed more information. And she works in the health field and she was like, oh, I can give you more information. And it's funny because the first lady, I was like, I don't know. And she's like, well, my friends are scientists. And I said, oh, that they may help. But this lady in particular, I was like, I just played dumb because I personally don't feel like it's nobody's business what I choose to do with my body. Um, you don't care if I get poked and I go sniff cocaine. You don't ask me, do I do coke? Like that's not your business. What I do with my body. It's not your business what I choose to do with my body, and nobody should be asking me any questions uh, about my health or what I choose to do with my body unless I want to share it. If I want to share it, that's one thing, but that should not be a question that somebody should be asking me in my business. So I played dumb and I was like, oh, I'm kind of on the fence. I just need some more information. She's like, well, I have a lot of information. What is it that you need to know? I'm like, well, what do you do? She's like, oh, I work in the health field. I said, okay, well, maybe you can answer some of my questions. She's like, what is it that you want to know? And I said, well, because she did say, I can help you. Maybe I can help you go get it. Because she was like, I don't want you to die. And I was like, I don't want you to die either. And I said, well, I'm not worried about dying. If I die for this, for not getting something in my body, then hey, that's the way it was written. That's the way it is. I can't fight that. And I'm not going to go try to control it either. But she said, I can help you with with whatever information that you need that I have. I can help you with. And I was like, okay, so yeah, because I've really been on the fence. I just need to know a couple things. And she's like, yeah, shoot. I said, well, since you have some information, tell me what's in this stuff. Uh, mm, like for 3 minutes. She couldn't give me an answer, and I said, see, that's why I don't want it. Nobody can tell me what's in it, but you can tell me to go get it. If you can tell me to go do something, then maybe you should know what's in that something that you're telling me to get. If I'm say, hey man, go to the store. You looking for T-bone steak? Go to the store. They got T-bone steaks right over there. Fifth aisle. I'm gonna give you the information that you need to get what you need. So I'm not gonna be like, if I make a casserole or bread pudding or banana pudding or something, he's like, man, what you put in there? I'll put some cookies in there, some bananas, some carnation milk, some cinnamon, some bananas, blah blah blah. Like, I'm gonna give you all the ingredients. So why is it that they want us to put something in our body that they don't tell us what's in it, and they don't tell us why these things are in it? Because some of the things that are in it are harmful, as you can see. Like, not even just this COVID poke, but just the inoculations that your children have to take, that we had to take as kids. Like, some of the things that are in this stuff isn't very healthy. And that's very concerning to me. Some of the things that are in these pokes that they want to give your children may cause some issues that a lot of kids have. It's up in the air. You choose what you want to believe. I can't tell people. I can't sit here and say, oh, your child getting an inoculation is the reason why kids have autism. I can't say that. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. Do your research, and maybe you line them ducks up in a row. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to think, and I can't tell you what is. I can't tell you what is. But what I can tell you is, do your research and follow your research and do your due diligence. And that's all I can ever ask. I will never say, hey, do this. Go do this. I would just say, do your research. And in the same breath, I will also say, you choose to do whatever it is that you want to do. Like I said, I believe everybody needs Jesus in their life. But do they want it? No. So telling me I need to go get something in order for the world to be safe again and to be, for the world to be safe again and for things to go back to normal, that's bull, because nothing will ever be normal again. This is an agenda that these people have. This is the Obama agenda. Oh, my bad. I sound like, what's her name? Pelosi. Right here. You heard her. You heard what she said. That's called the Freudian slip, Freudian slip, or whatever. I don't know how to say it, but she said it, the Obama agenda. But these people, man, like, you can't make people take something that they don't want to take. If somebody don't want it, then they don't want it. And I think that if people left people alone, I think maybe more people would go and get it. But that the persistence and the ignorance of the people that are pushing it up on you, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Because I personally feel like it's nobody's choice. It's not nobody's choice, but it's nobody's business on what you do with your body. It's nobody's. It doesn't like, my personal health shouldn't include you. Because why worry about me? Because you can go get poked and still be out here acting wild. You can go get poked and not wash your hands. You can get poked and get sick. You can get sick still. You can go to the hospital. You can die. You can get an adverse reaction, and you can spread it because it's in you. So for people to act like this is a shield, to act like this is this is like a magnet to keep germs away, a magnetic force to keep germs away, is kind of crazy, because you're literally listening to people who know that they're lying to you tell you that it's good for you. Nothing that comes from these people is good for you. I've said it time and time again. We cannot trust science. Because science do some crazy things, man.
Serious ethical issues are being raised after it emerged that US and Chinese scientists have implanted human cells into monkey embryos. The aim of the research is to understand more about how cells develop and to help research in cultivating organs for transplant. Cultivating organs for transplant. The scientists injected human stem cells, cells that have the ability to develop into many different body tissues, into macaque embryos. The developing embryos were studied for up to 20 days.
Like, I feel like science, like, oh, drop here, let's drop this, let's drop this here. That's probably good science. But when you start experimenting and making concoctions to go in people's body, like I said, one thing can mess up 1 billion people. You know what I mean? Like I said before, if I made a pill or a shot that made you live forever, how many people would die from that? How many people would die from that one thing that I said that you would live forever? That one shot, that one pill, whatever it is. How many people can possibly die from something like that? Now, if one person died from something I said that you would live forever, then it's a fail. It's a fail. Listen to old Billy here talking about, oh, we don't know if what did he say? We don't know. Listen to him. He don't know. How do you not know, but you pushing it? How do you push something that you don't know about? And they've been pushing this. I showed you the day after Kobe died, they was pushing it. You see it here. They was in a rush to develop it, but it wasn't even here in America yet, to my knowledge. You know, but they're developing a poke already for what? What's the rush? They know something behind this, so they've been rushing to make this because there's an agenda, the Obama agenda. Maybe that's what it's called. Maybe that's who's doing it. Maybe that's who's responsible. I don't know. But that's what old Pelosi said.
Lift the debt ceiling. Keep government open. We have to do those imminently, more imminently even, to address the full Obama agenda of building back better with, and I love to say, building back better with women. So that's where we are. Now we have to see what.
So, and you saw that. I'm not making this up. This isn't something I edited and made her say. You know, she said it herself. She slipped. And you know, I don't agree with trying to make people do something that they don't want to do. And I ask these people that are all about the pokes, like, you feel like people should lose their livelihoods? You feel like people who went to school for 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, that are in debt, that have kids, that have families, that have bills and mortgages and rent and all this, you feel like they should lose their livelihood based on a decision that is theirs? If they don't comply to what these people want them to do, they should lose everything. They should not have a job. They should not be able to work. They should not be able to get unemployment if they get fired from the job for not complying to their company's mandates. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like that's okay? And they'd be like, hey, well, the lady yesterday, she literally asked me, she said, do you feel like people who are being irresponsible, who get COVID and go to the hospitals, do you feel like they should be entitled to proper treatment? And I was like, what do you mean? Like the antibody treatments and the breathing tubes and masks and stuff like that. And I was like, well, yeah, why wouldn't they? She's like, well, because they not getting the poke. I said, well, that works two ways, because the hospital is supposed to take care of people. People who have drug overdoses, they take care of them. People who get in fights and get hurt, take care of them. People that are that have dogs and get bit in the neck, they take care of them. Hey, you got a wild animal in your house. I don't care if it's a domesticated one. It's an animal. and animals do animal type things. So I'm just saying. I mean, people that are out there having unprotected sex, they go out there and have unprotected sex, get AIDS, get gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, all these different things, and they go to the hospital and get taken care of. So why shouldn't people who choose not to get poked be, have proper treatment in the hospitals just because they're not poked? It doesn't make any sense. And also, that sounds kind of prejudiced. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to go the other way. You're going to have your good doctors who are against this stuff. You're going to have your good nurses that are against this stuff. And probably going to start their own thing or start doing treatments of their own. And people who are poked and people who are all for it are going to need help because they can't get into the hospitals and need help from unpoked people. And they may be in need, and those unpoked doctors and nurses and medical assistants and companies that are against it are not going to want to help them. It's going to cause a wedge right down the middle. And I just to hear somebody say something like that, it's kind of crazy to me. I was like, you really think that? Like, so you must be all for them forcing it on people. Like, you see how the media is treating Kyrie Irving and I don't agree with a lot of things Kyrie Irving does. Like, I don't. And I'm a fan of his. I like his game. I agree with a lot of things he does do, but I don't agree with a lot of things he does also. But this situation, him choosing to, and Bradley Beal and Jonathan Isaac and a couple other players in the league that are putting themselves before the game. And that's what you should do. This is a game. You're going to retire from this one day. You don't know what can happen to you from this stuff, And
I'm always going to stay true to me, and that's me. This is my life. I get to do whatever I want with this. This is one body that I get here, one God body that I get here. And you telling me what to do with my body, and it has nothing to do with the organization. I'm going to put that out there. It has nothing to do with the Nets. It has nothing to do with my teammates. This has everything to do with what's going on in our world. And I'm being grouped in to something that's bigger than just a game of basketball. And, you got that fandom, which is like a religion to people out here. Basketball is like a religion. Entertainment is like a religion to people. They get so caught up emotionally. It's just like, yo, effing get vaccinated or just leave. We angry at what you're doing, man. And it's just like, nah, that's like, what are you talking about? I'm a human being. I have emotions. I have feelings. I have thoughts, things that I keep to myself, things that I share. But I'm staying grounded in what I believe in. It's just as simple as that. It's not about being anti-vax or about being, on one side or the other. Like, it's just really about being true to what feels good for me. I'm still uncertain about a lot of things and that's okay. If I'm going to be demonized for having more questions and taking my time to make a decision with my life, then that's just what it is. That's something I got to sit in. I know the consequences of the decisions I make with my life. I'm not here to sugarcoat any of that. But if we really going to be real, it's crazy times we're in. It's crazy times. Like, how many people are really thinking with a balanced view? How many people are really thinking about the future of what's going on? It's crazy times we're in. We just came out of one of the craziest pandemics of all time, and you telling me to think rationally. How many people are really thinking rationally? I'm not the focus here. I got on here to really show that, I'm real enough to stand up when I feel like I'm being put in a effed up position. I'm not even that. I haven't hurt anybody. I haven't committed a crime. I'm not.
Every person is entitled to feel how they feel. Every person is entitled to do what they want to do. Every person is entitled to their own opinion. And every person is entitled to their decision regarding their own health. And that's something that nobody can take away from you. And this is the government. This is our government, our U.S. government, who's trying to enforce these things on us, who is using their little bit of power to influence second tier and third tier and fourth tier levels of power to enforce it on their people, their employees, their their company or whatever. And it's sad, man. Like when you see like the NBA, NFL. I don't know much about hockey and baseball and UFC and boxing and all that stuff. I don't know if they are requiring them to do it, but these guys did it all of last year without it. And yeah, there were cases, and there's going to be cases now. As you guys saw in the NBA Finals, Chris Paul, who is poked, he got COVID in the beginning of I think the second round or the conference finals against the Clippers. He was sick. No. It was the finals. He missed the first 2 games, I believe. I think. Yeah, he missed the first 2 games. And he was poked. You know what I mean? So that whole theory that if you're poked you won't get sick, that's BS. And I'm telling you, it's BS. You cannot trust these people, man. We can't trust we can't trust our government. We can't trust our scientists. And you can't trust a lot of these doctors either. I've already given you the information. If you watch the past videos, you'll see what I mean. I'm just following my ducks in a row. I'm putting the ducks in a row for you. Can't trust our government. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm going to tell you why. You can't trust our government. You can't trust our doctors, our scientists. We can't trust these people. And it's no different. Just like, me being a melanated man, I know I can't, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I know that. Just because you say, oh, I'm an American doesn't mean anything. Because your best interest may not be my best interest. And I might be expendable to you, and you might harm me just to get over on me. You know what I mean? Like, my heart ain't that way. I won't hurt somebody to get something from them. That's not me. But I don't know how the next person thinks. So I don't trust nobody. And I don't trust nobody just because we're in the same country. We have an alliance because we're in the same country. No. Because you're a doctor in this country, because you're a lawyer in this country, because you're a government official in this country, or a politician in this country, or a scientist in this country, I'm supposed to trust you? No, that's not the case. And I found something the other day. I was editing my last video, my last podcast, and I had these clips, and we can't trust our news. Let me put that out there. I forgot them. I was editing the video, and it was the clip with all the news saying the same script, all the media stations saying the same scripts, and I came across something with Miss Rodham, HRC, I'll say, hot sauce. And when she ran last time, you know what her slogan was? You know what her slogan was for her campaign? I'm gonna show you. Do you know what her campaign was? Do you want to know? I don't know if you want to know, but I'm gonna show you though. It says, "Stronger Together." You know who else's slogan that was? You know who else said that during their slogan? Do you know who else said that? Do you know where that came from?
Democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our 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 democracy.
On Wednesday night, Donald Trump did something no other presidential nominee has ever done. He refused to say that he would respect the results of this election.
And I approve this message. We need to fight, not just for ourselves, but for the women before us. We need to fight for equality amongst all. We must fight for a non-biased America where we are seen as equal and not beneath. We must fight for our rights, not just for us, but for our young daughters after us. We must fight together because we are stronger together.
COVID-19. Stronger together. COVID-19. Ain't that something? Ain't that ironic? Ain't that ironic? Just think about it. Just think about it. Come on now. Like, come on, people. I just want y'all to think for a second. We all got a brain. Let's think. But you see what I mean? Like, how these things that it's almost like a recycled game that we got to keep playing over and over and over. And I feel like people got to come out of the system because America, Babylon, spiritual Egypt, is falling. And it's destined to fall. It's supposed to fall. Spiritual. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it. Because Jesus is coming. And he ain't coming for peace. He's coming to destroy this time. And I want people to know that when you see things like what I just showed you about the stronger together, that slogan, I want to call it. I want to call it something else, but the slogan that they used, when you see that, they making all kinds of noise out here right now. But when you see that slogan, you know what time it is. Like, this is what they do. And who was supposed to be the president during this time, well, not this time, but last year when all this started? Who would have been the president around that time when COVID popped off? Would have been that lady that I just showed you with that slogan. And then that was the slogan for, you know, what we going through. Stronger together. Together at home. What was it? I forgot. There was a couple of them. Man, what's the other one? I can't even think of it. I probably got pictures of them on my phone, but they play these games with us and people eat it up. Now, as far as the American government, I say this. A system that was built on enslaving people, hurting people, harming people, killing people, raping people, pillaging, stealing, thievery, and all types of other things and all types of other criminal acts. A system built on that is destined to fall. Now, I don't vote. And people be like, you don't vote, you're not. No, I don't vote because I don't put my energy in that. I voted 2 times and I voted twice for Obama, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not. The first 2 and the last 2 times I will ever do it. And because I don't put my energy in that stuff. I did it back then because I was like, oh man, black president, but he was charming. He seemed like he knew what he was doing. So I was like, all right, this is the guy. It's time to break this curse, and he was just a part of it. They put him there for the reason. They put him there for a reason. And now we right back to the same old face, same old wrinkled skin, white president. No offense to nobody, but I mean, look at history. This is what we had. This is what we had, but one person, and he was just as bad as the rest of them. And that was all by design. And if you don't see a country, a system built on anything negative, a system built on anything wicked, a system built on anything evil, it's destined to fall because it's ungodly. Anything not built on the Lord is going to fall, period. And I don't care how strong you try to make those pillars to hold it, it's going to fall. because this country has to fall. This world has to fall. This world needs to be destroyed. We almost need to go through another great flood, and I mean flood all the way up to the firmament. And then that means me dying. That's what it means. But if I was Thanos, I'd do it right now. Right now, twice. I'd do it twice. Purge the whole world. Because this world is wicked, and it's evil, and it's nasty. And it's undeserving of the Lord's mercy. And this is coming from a man who walks and lives Jesus. This world does not deserve his mercy because this world is so cold and evil and wicked. Yet, people run after wickedness and they turn from righteousness. People eat ignorance and people despise knowledge. It's the world we live in. Our American government has been probably one of the most corrupt in the world. And if you don't see that the people we call government, and government means something too, but when you think of our government, to know that there is election fraud, to know that they do pin in for those that they want to win, when you do understand, when you realize that this country is a corporation, when you realize that this country is ran by some dark beings in some high places, it might make you change your mind. This country's nothing that happens here is by design. It's all a game, where it does happen by design. You know, but our government has betrayed us. Our government they're pushing this depopulation thing. I'm just saying. You seen the TED Talk I showed you. Now let me show you the Georgia Guidestones. You see what it say? I didn't make this up. I didn't write this. I didn't put this there. This ain't art. Just saying. Our government has been lying to us. They've been debunking UFOs for how long? And then all of a sudden during the COVID season, they admit to it. It's been a game. It's all a game, man. And I'm praying for the destruction, not of just this country, but the whole world. I'm praying that the Lord, not by man, but by the Lord. And that's what's going to have to happen. Because this world is so wicked, it's so cold and so evil and dark and unclean. Like when I talk about science, this is what I think about science. Look at what science does. Get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. Nobody does this. Science does this. Look at it. What is this? How can this be? What made this? That's what I'll be talking about. So when you say trust science, that means trusting this stuff where they're trying to do human hybrids with animals. We got to trust in that. Where they mixing your DNA up with other things or other people against your will. You know what I mean? When you send your saliva, all you got to do is take a little sample of it. Can we trust these people? With your blood, with your to take your organs. You know what I mean? Look at what your own president said.
I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated. The fact is, you can't look at that television and say nothing happened on the 6th. But some of the stuff, I mean, QAnon, the idea that the Democrats or the Biden is hiding people and sucking the blood of children and no, I'm serious. That's not defunding the police.
And are there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to defund the president?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to defund the president?
What president has ever said something like this? Oh, Joey, why is he saying stuff like this? That's all I be trying to say. So can we really trust these people?
No hashtags. Just look at your president.
This administration worked to ensure the small business.
Who does this?
Who does this?
Understand the rules for
Who does this?
A reptile?
and Department of Health and Human Services to support vaccinations and serve as vaccinators, putting and moving people's lives. Are also supplying vaccines to community health centers.
What the crap is that?
The hardest hit.
Yo.
The hardest hit.
Whoa.
Suffered the most, especially Black, Latino, Native.
What is that?
This is really important.
Oh, snap.
Must be matched with fairness and equity.
Oh.
I feel extreme confidence in the safety and the efficacy of this vaccine, and I want to encourage everyone who has the opportunity to get vaccinated.
Can we really trust them scientists? Can we really trust doctors knowing that they're indoctrinated? The doctors are indoctrinated. They're being taught by God knows who to do X, Y, Z, but not do it right. Can we trust our food? No. You seen that little critter I just showed you? Who's to say they won't let that grow up and then cut it up and then put it on the shelf? And when you eat pork grinds, you eating that skin. When you eating pig, well, not snout, but when you eating ham and spam and pig tail and chitlins, maybe that's what you're eating. Think about it, man. I did an experiment with this cereal called Special K not too long ago. I saw a video and I wanted to see if it was true. And I did the video. I made the video and I had a magnet. Now, can you imagine what I did with this magnet and this cereal? Here you go. I'll show you. See that? Look. See it? Right there. Watch. Still there. Watch this. See that? Listen to the ingredients. They need to put, did you know there's magnets in my cereal? That's what they need to put. And then why does Honey Nut Cheerios have TSP, trisodium phosphate, which is paint thinner or paint cleaner or something like that? Why is that in our food? These foods that are being pushed and these foods that are being advertised, why is bad things in our food? If you ever look at trisodium phosphate, it says do not consume. It has that poison label on there too. So why is it in cereal? Why is there metal in cereal? Can anybody answer me these questions? Why are they spraying fruits with pesticides when these bugs, which I call animals too, they're supposed to do the things that they do. This is their job. Bees do their job. Flies do. Every animal, every critter, every creature does its job that it's supposed to do. But we're stopping them from doing what they're supposed to do because we don't like it. You know how many animals that are bottom feeders in the ocean, or how many fish or critters in the ocean that are bottom feeders in the water? I mean, they got bottom feeders to bottom feeders for bottom feeders. You know what I mean? And it's like you're killing them and stopping them from doing their part. And that's why everything's going to turn upside down at some point, because look at ants. Ants work together. You know, like ants and bees, they work together in colonies and hives and all that stuff. And it's like we can learn a lot from these animals. But we want to kill them. We want to destroy them. We want to remove them from the face of the earth for whatever reason. I feel like when things go extinct, it's because these people are killing them. They don't want them to live no more. Every animal, every creature on this earth got a purpose. And maybe their purpose isn't what our purpose is, but they got a purpose here on this earth. Cats and dogs don't go to heaven, I don't think. I don't believe that. They're creatures. They're created. But these people are trying to make some. And they're actually making some right now. Called transgender people. No offense. I'm just joking. But at the same time, not. Because I see people trying to ban Dave Chappelle. I just feel like this. I said this before. If you're content with who you are, you shouldn't be looking to people who don't agree with you. If I know somebody that don't like me because I'm black, I'm not going to look at a white supremacist for approval to be okay with being a melanated man. It makes no sense. If you know straight men do not like homosexual or transgender stuff or people, then stop seeking the approval of them. Nobody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to agree with you. It's kind of childish to even be trying to make people agree with everything that you do or feel or the way you live your life. If you live your life peacefully. Nobody cares. We don't need to see that. We don't want to see that. You don't see a husband and wife slobbing each other down in the middle of the store or being overly sexual in the store, like, or being irresponsible with their sexuality. That's really the problem. And then you guys are trying to force this on kids. And not only that, it's spiritual. I've said this before. It's all spiritual. So everything you're doing, just know that there's a demon operating in you. The spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, spirit of self-hate, whatever it is. Delusion, darkness, evilness, and wickedness, that's all flowing in you. Everything is spiritual. So along with your decisions, just know that your decisions come with a demon or two. And everything that you do in your life, it comes with a demon or two or more. I say two, I'm just, speaking in general, but just know that it's unclean and it ain't never too late to repent. And I would repent if I was you, because it is an abomination and it is a sin. I don't have no issue with nobody, and I don't have an issue with nobody doing what they want to do in their life, but don't ask for my approval, because you ain't going to get it from me. I care about people enough to tell them the truth. And if you ask me to my face, I will tell you to your face that what you're doing is a sin. The way you live your life is a sin. It's an abomination. And the Lord don't like it. Just like celebrating Christmas and people about to celebrate Halloween and Thanksgiving. It's an abomination because you are celebrating an idol. And it's a pagan ritual. So you choose to do what you want to do with your life, and I'm going to keep living for the Lord in mind. And I'm going to keep speaking the truth in mind. People will celebrate their witchcraft and balancing their chakras and Reiki massages, and all that stuff is witchcraft, man. And drinking alcohol and smoking weed is called the spirit of sorcery, witchcraft, enchantments. I'm going to show you in the book of Enoch, it says this. And in the Bible, it says this. These things are wrong. I know people don't want to hear that because it's what they do, but it is wrong. And we all got to answer to the same God that you were going against. We got one God. Everybody has one God. All these different code names for Satan, that's an alias name. He's the master of deception. He's deceiving the whole world by making you believe he's this or not this, or he doesn't even exist. The greatest thing Satan ever did was make people believe he didn't exist. He exists, and so does his demons. It says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places, principalities of darkness. Spiritual, everything. The music, the TV, the movies, the things you do, everything is spiritual. And these demons is with some people is having a good time making you mess up your body. Y'all remember the movie Little Nicky? I don't know why I said it, but I remember there was a part in the movie. I forgot. But for real. It's real. This is all real. It's not a game at all. So give your life to Jesus. Repent for all your sins. Turn from your wickedness. Seek Jesus in truth while he can be found. And he don't operate under no other name. And I'm not telling you because I think it. I'm not telling you because I feel it. I'm not telling you because I believe it. I'm telling you because I know it. I saw on CNN, I saw an interview Don Lemon had. This, I don't know how old this was, but it was Don Lemon, another black guy, and another white guy. And this is what I find funny. I guess somebody on Fox said that Jesus is white and Santa Claus is white. And then CNN took that soundbite and started debating it. And then I don't remember what Don Lemon said. But he was like, don't all black people have black Jesus and black Santa in their house? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not... No, a lot of black people don't have that. I know that for a fact. And you can't say all, because that's not true at all. I know a lot of people that don't have a black Jesus or a black Santa Claus in their house, because he was saying just because that they're black, that the representation in their house of these two, of a pagan idol and God, would be black. And then the white guy chimes in and was like, the white guy chimes in and was like, oh, he was kind of an olive color. Like, why they won't admit to him being dark skinned, and they can't because they won't allow that. They won't allow it. And I just found it funny that they were debating over God, whose name is Jesus, and a pagan idol, Saturnalia idol, that they were debating over who was black and who was white, and if they were both black or if they can be both be black or white. One's made up and one is real. Israel. One is Israel. Jesus. And it's like, I just found that so funny. I was like, wow, these people, man. But these people are crazy. Lunatics. Strange people, man. And I saw this video of old Billy Boy Gates here.
Countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are 60 million healthcare workers around the world who are keeping everybody safe. They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly. 60 million healthcare workers around the world.
Look at them eyes.
Who are
Does that look human to you? Does that look real to you?
Everybody
I'm just saying. Strange man. And we supposed to be trusting these people. Can't do it. Won't do it. Not gonna do it.
And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
But thank y'all for listening. Seek Jesus while he can be found. Repent. Give your life to Jesus in truth. Call upon his name. Get into some deep prayer. Say the blood of Jesus. Say the crucifixion of Jesus. Repent. 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 I'm not perfect, so don't listen to me. I'm just saying seek Jesus. That's all I'm saying. I'm not perfect, and I will never be perfect, and I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be the best man that I can possibly be. So give your life to Jesus and turn away from your wicked ways. Peace out.